So I have two of these coolers. Kind of takes me only a day and a half to get some more of this lovely cold substance. I should get the dry form for the propane tank. But I'm sitting good on food. Things like bacon, yellow squash, zucchini, cilantro, green onions, 18 large eggs, and like a pound of ground beef, and like beef stew meat, and like some chicken wings, and like some flour for egg noodles. I'm thinking about using either the beef stew or the ground beef to make kind of like a stroganoff noodle. But I have like buttery steak season, garlic powder, and oh my goodness, this third one is gonna baffle me right now. So I just gotta chicken bouillon, okay? Because when you make your chicken broth for your chicken noodles, I cheat a little. I'll just be wanting some chicken bouillon in there to give it the salt. I don't like using salt at all. There's seasons that have salt in them, like chicken bouillon. Like, there's no reason to add salt unless you adding it to the noodles and the flour. I like putting butter in there. I like putting olive oil in there to make the egg noodles sleek so that it's not turning the soup thick. So, yeah. Don't get me wrong. But I think I know how to make those real macaroni noodles. Noodles, egg noodles, period. It's just how long you cook them. So I used to set a pot on the side, boil the noodles, get the excess flour, because that was sort of whether or not I used extra virgin olive oil. I kind of vaguely recall. But we're sitting on some stuff, y'all. The car that I bought didn't have oil, so I had to get an oil changed as soon as I found out, which could have been right before I took the car off the lot. But yeah, I'm still working with this bread. Yeah, I don't waste food. I just hope it didn't absorb anything from in the trunk. Next time, I'll just probably have that in my bag. Yeah, I feel like Walmart, like, I don't know if that oil change made my oil clearer. I think I was supposed to get a fuel injector cleaner during that, so I'm gonna do that on my next oil change. But for right now, there's still 2,000 miles left on my. Okay, was that a couple miles ago? I think there's gonna be about 1,000 miles left. And so I've already topped me up about 3 times because I'd rather float the pistons with foam than burn out. So you just kind of can't eyeball it. And I look in the reservoir. I don't want anything in the reservoir to burn. So when I have the windows rolled up and I got the AC on, I don't smell any fumes. When you get close to needing your oil change and you're doing a little too close to like 20%, you'll probably notice fumes in your oil. I think it's when I'm on the East Coast, so I be wanting to do my oil changes at 50%. So that's why when my oil change is not even due yet, I'll top it up. While I have a ton of money, and I just never want that to happen to me because I've seen people's blow up on them in the lane. Okay, I be the cabin was like, whoa, I sold it from the back. So I feel like maybe they were just kind of showing me like what I didn't want to do. What 3 years from then, which is finally now. And I actually own my own car. I hope I didn't cheat to get it. Like, right now, me cheating would have been going all the way back to Wichita, Kansas, when I probably got this car to end up where I'm at right now before I knew it. If I go back to Wichita, Kansas, I'm probably gonna be a retard. And I would have snitched how I got a car loan that was only $6,900. And I only had to finance a little under 5,000. And so I like it. It's a 2017 Nissan Sentra. It's in black. We have the proximity buttons, which sound like the modern chirp. And when I use the remote is when it sounds like not that. So I'm scared to wash the engine. I have to do like my whole research on can I wash my car engine at the dealer or the car wash. And I usually like to wash it at the car wash. I know the Ford Escapes, you don't want to do that. They have electrical parts and the lane assist will cut off for a little while if you do that. The trunk has nice spare tires. And if this looks trashy to you guys, everything is clean though. Like, I guess the forks was in the cooler for a minute. I guess the bread got squished in the corner. These clothes I haven't worn yet. Oops, I meant to put these on. I meant not to put anything on in the bag until I quarantined it. Whether or not I wore it, there's just a cross-contamination that I'll be afraid of. Got my Eris by Paris Hilton spray. This is for women, but yeah. So I've been driving around with this by car because I feel like when people know who I am, I can't get kidnapped. These people, they're like silver geniuses all around the world. So they ain't got enough time to peel anything off, y'all. You could still do this and tell people who you are and basically what your Lyft rating is as opposed to how many years you've driven versus the rides that you've taken, and this is just the car that I've had between 2019 and 2021. I just wanted people to know I'm clean. This had the graphics on there. I put my face on there, so if people try to rob me, I mean, I really got known. In Hollywood, I could have been anywhere, and I've really been everywhere. So this is just to prove right here. My artist name is really on my tag. I ain't got nothing to hide. Supercinematographer.com. Little bit of Photolab graphics again, and my Apple logo I turned into chrome so I could put it on my car. Match dark gray, chrome, and black. Then the camera is about, like, I'm not a retard, because you had to make it so many classes before you're issued your camera. And usually you only get your iPad for the first couple of classes. So this is just how much I want people to understand that whatever I end up by now, I'm not retarded. I wasn't always retarded. And I have to try to pick up the slack and do everything I can. Because right now I just been feeling like the police might tell me that they would have been glad I just knew what condition I think I am and get to a stopping point. Or usually when I get pulled over, I think they're just IDing me because you don't argue with them about what you ain't doing wrong as like some sort of like OCD or something about it. Like the last instance was I wanted to stay in the right lane, and all of a sudden the semi truck was going slower than the speed limit, so that made me do that. So I saw the police on my back left, and they blooped me. So I just told them that, okay, next time I want to go ahead and just pass the trucks up when they start getting too slow. And he let me off with the warning. I was in a rental at the time, the last rental. So this is like my car now. Can you believe it? I like it, y'all. Like, I don't know how long I've been getting to the point to where I'll settle for anything, because I was contemplating the BMW 328i, the one with the fob that kind of goes into it, but it was more like analog fob back then. I could have gotten a Toyota Scion. I could have gotten, let's just say, I wanted to get a 2012 Toyota Prius. But before I bought this, there were like 2 other cars and 1 other car. And I told them I just want something I know I can afford. So I automatically suggested this one. But when the price was at $8,500, the bank had turned it down with my $3,000 down. So they dropped the price down to $6,900 and I got approved. So this car is starting to look a little like the Chevy Cruiser, what was happening to it. So I really don't like how magical that is. But then again, there's nothing dirty in my trunk really that's claustrophobic issues. Yeah, okay. So yeah, look at just what I ended up doing. Then I put my fire starter here. So I'm just gonna get to clean up my car again, cause I just kind of do that at every stop and stuff. And I just don't work anymore. Like I can't. Like I'm kind of like mentally drained. Like I don't even want to do Uber. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Like I'm just ready to drive for Lyft, but I'm scared that when I first came to Columbia, South Carolina, this trip, I tried to hurry up and get a South Carolina tag. So I still need a sticker for that. I need the rideshare policy, and I need the emblem. So that's what I think the regulations are in Columbia, South Carolina, and Richmond, Virginia, and DC. I think we got the same regulations as up north. So kind of how I was going to do both. And so I have 9 months at Full Sail, and then I actually started enrolling, but I'm gonna skip out on the promissory note. I don't want to make bills I can't pay if I am like mentally blocked right now. I feel like my head, I'm not even thinking of like, how could I pick back up on what I used to do in my car? Things like, okay. Things like, oh my goodness. Okay, here's one. I used to go to the coffee machines and they have the hot water next to them. I would fill a cup up with hot water, 30 cents, 28 cents, something, and that's how I would brush my teeth. I needed hot water. You could always like put some salt in the hot water, gargle your mouth with salt water, because I'm telling you, it'll work against any sores. It will prevent them. So I do that for my dog. I brush her teeth with warm salt water. And you could see like the difference in her happiness. We have the pillow as airbags. We need one for the back the most, maybe. But yeah, everything that you see here that's clustered, I haven't even like started using this stuff yet. This is like hoarder stuff. It isn't trash. We need to do something with the floor mats before I step on something I wouldn't and it gets permanent. I would say the only thing I'm worried about this car is it has that sound in it where the muffler sounds like raggedy dank. I know it doesn't mean that there's anything too wrong. It just kind of like a personal problem for someone who's trying to get more than they ask for in a car with 90,000 miles on it. But I like the fact that this is a 2017, but the outer body style doesn't look like it, and especially compared to my Chevy Cruze. But you got the inside, and maybe it doesn't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, but it has proximity buttons. I have EcoBoost. I could turn on and off sport and anti-skid. But mixing music to Bluetooth is kind of not really the quality. Like, there's a major difference. Like, the thing about LA recording school is that I was gonna do that online, but then when I got a car, it changed everything. You know, I've been wanting to do the East Coast for a while. I've already tried the West Coast, y'all. So it's like I want to hover over here and just try to polish off my degree in film on campus. But am I gonna get to do that? We have 2028 coming up, and if I go all the way through with this LA film school, the dormitories in Full Sail will be done in 2028, maybe 4 months after or before my bachelor's in audio production would be a reach away. So it changed everything, and I want people to know that this is who I am. This is the pattern that I follow, and kind of like, do I gotta fall under that sort of habit anymore? Because I have a car again. I ain't gonna ruin it. I ain't gonna work. And I gotta take a deep breath right now. But I think I know I can't believe it, y'all. I'm not gonna sit here. If I get back, and even if I ruin my chances with, like, the entertainment business, with school, with getting college degrees and getting your loan in the blink of an eye, like, I don't care if I ruined that. I had to put that to a halt. Like, this isn't going away. Like, I don't know if I had RC Cola, because it's a stronger fizz than Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Like, you know, when you eat pho or couture, like, I just had to have cola with it. And I racked up a bunch of that. So basically, for someone who doesn't drink soda, and then I bombed myself with a ton of soda, and mind you, I wouldn't have got out of Wichita, Kansas, if I didn't make anything at all convincing that I would just do something to turn around or get turned around, or get separated before I get noticed in my new good thing. So before it starts getting hot, you know, I like want to put this in the shade to begin until things get a little hot, and then I could move the food over from one foam cooler to the other. So one thing I've been doing is shaking off my clothes with dust. I'm over here analyzing at night, like, how is dust in the air? Like, is it because we just parked? So I like this car because the tinted windows and the rims. Like, when I saw this car, I was thinking it's pretty gangster, actually. Like, I didn't really have my eye on Nissan Sentras until the most recent body style. Wait, did I say the most recent body style? It would be the 2022 body style. I noticed, okay, that was about it. Like, those cars are pretty small and cheap. Like I would think they're under $10,000 when you're looking at a car like that in a Mitsubishi or a Chevy Spark or something. So this, I guess I got a sedan instead of a hatchback, and I feel a little bit more privacy control. There was a rental that I couldn't find out how the seats came down, but on this one, I like that. I don't like to cook in the car, but I did start cooking for the first time in this car, up in the back seat, to because I just new area and all that, and that's why I got this table that I put on top of this with this folded down, and everything really worked out. This was kind of like, it was setting up to here with the pan on it, and so I don't want to have to do that. I can be outside. I got a car now. I don't have to be like trying to be all like inside a tent or something in the winter. The first thing I want to do is take this car to Nissan, just have it looked at. Just Dick Smith of Columbia, South Carolina. And as far as I can remember, there weren't really any fume smells this morning. But all I know is that I just bought this car. I've been given the Carfax and I have the rundown on it. But it's not going to break down on me. Because South Carolina is the second to hottest state, and I feel like it puts wear and tear on your engine where you want to do your oil change at 50%. So I need people to be like, do you feel like that too? Like, can you tell the difference? Like, this is coming from someone who's done Uber rentals for off and on for like 3 years. And like, you could just tell, like the car rental companies and the dealership might tell you you're wasting oil until you go all the way down to 20% to schedule the appointment, or down to 0, I've been told by Hertz, when they pay for your oil change for free at the Firestones. I remember one time I left Wichita to go to Missouri, and they were like the same problem, getting it approved all in the same day. And even when I'm on the phone with Hertz, it was like just something to reminisce about. Now this car is mine. My payments is $251 a month. Like, I don't need magic to help me pay that, okay? So I want to like detail this the way I was doing at Chevy, where $85 will get you a 5-hour steam clean, deep detail clean. You'll feel like you'll buy your car all over again if you had to. But I ain't doing anything stupid in this car. I don't want to deliver food though. I started setting up for Amazon Flex, but it's stuck under my alumni.full sale, and I think I even did one with the student.full sale, and I think I did one with LA Film already, and it blocked that because of the original account. And the Roadie app was the same thing with that, so I went back to the original email, but the phone number was gonna have to be updated. So I kind of want to do non-food things in this car just because of the way I bought it used and my unique scenario. When my mom had given me a car back in 2022, I didn't sell the car for $13,000 before anything happened to it, because I knew how that car was my problem. So it turned out that by the winter time, I had to come up with a master plan. So I don't want the same thing to happen to me in this car. It has a rebuilt engine. There was like maybe no other way for me to get out of Wichita, Kansas without just the way everything happened. You'll believe in God, you'll believe in magic. Well, you've seen what I've seen, but I don't want to get caught in between towns now. And then my assignment must have been to stay still mostly and don't try to do what I was doing before with all the high mileage, where I may or may not get anywhere with it. And now that the problem would have been that they think that I didn't have my own car, that I wasn't brave enough to go hard on my assignments, that now I knew they had a regulation. Something tells me they could AI my background and have it look like it's anywhere. Okay? Because we're just not anywhere those are, the planes. So that's pretty much how I want to explain myself. So before I set anything up, there's some shade under the trees over here, which makes a total difference. So I'm gonna have to make sure I keep this place picked up if I finally would have met who that is. Ah, cold. Come on. Ground beef.